through and through. Oh, the Toon Review. Laughs and passion, football too. We are the Toon Review. By the fans, for the fans, through and through. Laughs and passion, football too. We are the Toon Review. We are the Toon Review. We are the Toon Review. We are the Toon Review.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review for this morning's news show. Of course, the press conference reaction as Eddie Howe has been speaking to the media ahead of tomorrow's massive game, of course, against Manchester City, where, of course, you will get full commentary on the channel tomorrow. I think kickoff's about 5:30, something like that. But we will cover it right here with myself, as Billy is still recovering in hospital at the moment with his gastroenteritis, of course. But I spoke to Billy on the phone last night. He is doing very, very well. He's sounding great. He's obviously in good spirits. After the incredible result at the awards last night, of course, where we got the silver award out of thousands and thousands of nominations. Finally, we are recognised, and boy, are we happy about it. I was absolutely devastated that I couldn't go. Basically, for me, it was I wasn't really very well when I did the fan forum the other night. I wasn't feeling great, and I was going to the toilet. I thought I might have had a water infection. My blood sugars were sky high. Obviously being diabetic, I was hoping it would come down to enable me to drive down to Leeds. But unfortunately, as any diabetic knows, when your blood sugar's high like that, you can't really take the chance of driving a long distance. If anything happened, my insurance would be null and void and things like that. And I wasn't going to do that and put myself or other people at risk, to be honest. So I couldn't get there, but obviously Sam and Alex were there. We've got loads of photos, which we'll go through tonight on tonight's show, on the preview show. Show you some photos from the night itself. Sam is bringing me the framed accolade back. So when I set the new studio up, that will be in the background as well. But listen, obviously we'll talk about that more tonight when we've got more people in and things like that. So it is incredible. It is an incredible achievement. All the hard work has paid off. Incidentally, we were beaten by a Leeds United channel, which it's strange because Leeds United have just come into the Premier League, yet they win Content Creator Premier League and in the Football League as well, which is a bit bizarre. But obviously, given that it was at Elland Road, you can see where I'm going with it. But look, I'm not bothered at all. The fact of the matter is, we have, there's something like 29,000 nominations. I mean, it's incredible. To think that you get a silver award, just unbelievable. So, we can start seeing award-winning channel and things like that. Why not? Why not milk it, guys? You know what I mean? It's been a long time coming. And we are so proud of for myself, so proud of everybody associated with this channel. But as I say, we'll talk much more about that tonight on the preview show. Now, obviously, Eddie has been talking, but before we do, Edward Gaunt, thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. By the way, when I started the show, we're only 34 subs away from 44,000. So what a great weekend this could be, capturing an award and hitting 44,000. It would be an incredible achievement and a fantastic weekend. So if you're not subscribed, guys, please do hit that button. Now, I know some of you have been asking about your usernames again this morning. Why have some got numbers, some haven't? It's a YouTube thing. I have no idea what's going on. YouTube very often change it. They're always looking to improve and do different things on their servers, which is fair enough. if you're YouTube, you want to be the best. And given that it's really taken over from normal television now, I guess they will try different things to make the whole thing look good. Now, let's concentrate on the press conference, of course, from Eddie Howe. Thank you guys for all the well dones in the comments, by the way. Absolutely love you all. But as I say, we'll go into a lot more detail about the awards tonight on the live show. So Eddie's been talking. Now, obviously, a lot of people are wanting to know on the injury front who is fit, who is not fit. Eddie said, first of all, he says, we're looking forward to the match. We have to prove to ourselves after the last couple of away games in the Premier League, we're desperately keen to try and put things right. Now, Eddie did state that he's done a lot of analysis over the international break. He's done a lot of thinking, a lot of work away from the training pitch as well, watching various games and things like that. And you know what it is? Eddie's got a big job on his hands. He's took a lot of criticism over the last couple of weeks over the international break. A lot of people saying, we want him out, we want this, we want that. And he was questioned about the how does he and the rest of the team handle the criticism? And he just said that they have to get on with it. And in a way, that's right. They do have to get on with it. And I think for a lot of fans, it's more of let's get out there and do it on the pitch. We're not really bothered about Instagram posts or X posts about how sorry we are and how we know we've got to turn it around. Just go and do it on the pitch. Don't keep putting everything on social media. Do it on the pitch. By the way, we have Lady Sam in the chat. She's gone back to her old username there, YouTube again. Fappa Pickle, which was our original username when she first came on a fan forum. And of course, we plucked her out of thin air as to be the next host on the channel. And I know she had a cracking night last night, as you'll see in the photos on tonight's show. So, yeah, hopefully, Sam, you will be on tonight. I think you will, because I think Sam wants to just basically express her joy at winning the award and obviously talk us through the night as well. So hopefully you'll be on tonight, Sam. I take it you will. It's Friday night. You love a Friday night on here. Anyway, let's get back to Eddie. Now, injury-wise, we'll start off with Anthony Gordon and Nick Pope. Yes, everybody. Nick Pope. Anthony Gordon is very close. He's worked well during the break, and his touch and go for the game will make a very late decision. And Nick Pope is trained, and there's no problems there. Now, that will fill everyone with absolute joy. Lady Sam is proper hungover, but she'll definitely be on tonight. So there you go. I'm sure once she gets home, she'll get her head down and be back fresh as a daisy for the show tonight, of course. Now, look, on Nick Pope, I think it's fair to say I'm going to yawn. It's a very late night for me. I do apologise. Nick Pope, I think we all expect that Eddie is probably going to play Nick Pope. I don't think in a million years there is any fans out there who really want Nick Pope to start. We want to see Ramsdale in the side. Again, we'll assess it all tonight when we're trying to put the Newcastle United side together, but I do not see any other way that he's got to play Ramsdale. He's got to play. Now, he was very sort of, I don't know, when he mentioned Nick Pope, he sort of just went over it very quickly, just said there's no problems there. And he wasn't really questioned on the goalkeeping front, or from what I saw or heard, I didn't really hear any questions aimed at, you've got a big decision to make tomorrow. Yes, there's a match day live tomorrow. Absolutely 100%. I'll be doing that one. Obviously, I need to be careful health-wise, so I can't get to the game, so I'm reselling my ticket. Peter Garthowitz says, very well done to all. Great channel. Thanks, buddy. Much appreciated, Peter. And I know that Nick Pope is part of this leadership group, but that kid became a question the other night on the fan forum is what is this leadership group? Does that, because you're in this leadership group, does that guarantee that you will be able to, that you're going to be on the team sheet? Because I don't think it should be. You know, Jamal Lascelles is in the leadership group, but he's never plays. But it's very different for Nick Pope. But I don't see how he plays. It's all right saying he's had a concussion and he's fit again. But, I mean, Christ on a bike. The mistakes he's made lately have been nothing short of horrific. And, you know, Eddie's got to do something to put that right. He just has to. And a change of goalkeeper, for me, is absolutely 100% needed. Anthony Gordon, I mean, look, the way Eddie's talking there, that he's still not 100% fit. So what is the point? I mean, what is the point? He's been shite in the Premier League anyway. Man City, I mean, whether he gets up for the game or not, I mean, if he's got an injury, we're not going to get the best out of Anthony Gordon. So if he's touch and go, why even risk him? We've been down this road many times before and never come off that road successfully. We've always had a big crash. So do not put Gordon on that road tomorrow. Just leave him out. It will probably do him the world of good just to say, right, Anthony, I know you may be fit and ready to go. However, we're not going to risk it, and it might do you some good to have a couple of games out. Just be honest with him and say that he hasn't been playing well enough. But these are all the changes that we as fans are calling out for. Whether that actually happens is a very, very different kettle of fish, of course. Now, much better news on Tino Livramento, by the way. He's very close. He's trained in the international break, which is great to see. He's such an important player for us, and it's great to have him back training with the group. He's done a lot of work. He's been very, very good professionally with how he's dealt with the injury and the work he's done with the physios, so I'd say he's in good shape. So I expect Livramento to be back in the squad. Obviously not in the starting 11. He hasn't, his match fitness won't be there. But listen, to have him back on the bench is a massive boost. Lewis Hall, Eddie explained that, because of his age, they're having to be very careful with him because of the injury he had. However, he will start the game tomorrow. There's no doubt about that. And they will manage him over the very, very busy period. But how they manage that, I don't know. Well, I do know, but I don't want to say it because it makes me feel sick. The fact that he will probably play Dan Burn there in a few games as well, and not put the workload on Lewis Hall. I understand the workload, but we do have another left back there who called Alex Murphy who can maybe step up. And we can't go down that disaster again of Dan Burn at left back, because it is a disaster. It's just a big bloody disaster. That's all it is. And it worries me. It does really, really worry me, to be honest. But Livramento, to have him back. Look, we've been saying for a long time now that hopefully this little dip in form that we've had will be put right by getting the full-backs fit again. Hall on one side, Livramento on the other, with certainly Trippier behind Livramento to step in when needed. We do need another left back because we can't keep going down the road of Dan Burn. And if Alex Murphy is not good enough, then we need somebody else in the January window to cover. It's just part and parcel. It really is. It's part and parcel of the game. But we can't keep relying on Dan Burn at left back because he is a liability, not reliable. And that's no disrespect to him, but we've seen it all the time. Now, he spoke about the return to action after the international break, and he says, regardless of results, you have something to prove in every game. You have, most importantly, yourself to consistently answer any questions you have about yourself, and I want the players to respond this weekend. Everyone has heard from those 2 away games we had in the Premier League. I'm keen to get the games going again. It's brilliant to have the Premier League back, and I think, to be fair, we needed this international break. I think it's come at the right time for us. And I know very much so that Andy Morgan, thank you for your comments, by the way, matey. Hopefully you'll be on tonight with work tonight. Enjoy. The problem I've got is we hear this too many times about how the players want to respond, etc. And we don't seem to get the response in certain games. Now, look, tomorrow is going to be an incredibly difficult game because Man City are absolutely rank bang in form. Haaland is scoring for. I mean, look, he went through a difficult spell, Haaland, where he sort of went off the goals a little bit. But now he's absolutely ramped it up again to another level. And we have to now make sure that we're at that level tomorrow and not give him the opportunities. Now, Chow, I think, will play. Botman, I think, will play. And they have to really, really work their asses off tomorrow to keep Haaland quiet. They have threats all over the pitch. I think, with Pep, I think he's had to rebuild again with Manchester City. He's went through, certainly last season was a write-off for them in a way, but he's transitioned the side again, and they're now firing in all cylinders. Whether it's a good time to play us, who knows? Because you could look at it two ways. Pep will be thinking, well, they're not playing very well. There's our opportunity to go and give them a good stuffing, or he expects Newcastle United to come out and answer a few critics tomorrow, which I personally hope it's the latter, that those players and the manager and everybody associated with that team goes out there tomorrow evening and puts on a show. And I've said before, if we lose the game, but Man City know they've been in a game and they come off thinking, bloody hell, they pushed us all the way, then fine. That's going to happen in football. But what I don't want to see tomorrow is a capitulation, where we just concede goals and our heads go down. And, we have players on that field tomorrow who are capable of beating Manchester City. We've seen it before, and we've seen it many times before. So we have got the keys to unlock Man City, but they've also got the keys to unlock us. And I think it's going to be a very entertaining game. I don't want us to sit back, because I think if we sit back and let Man City have the ball and give them too much respect again, they will hump us, and hump us big style. And we can't go through that. We just can't. Johnny with a super chat saying, congratulations on the award. Thank you, mate. And Kevin is a new member of the channel. Thanks, Kev. Welcome to Members Club. Now, do I believe that Newcastle United can win the game? Yes, I do. And I might be talking out my arse, but you know what? I talk out my arse all the time, quite frankly. I just hope and pray that they go out tomorrow with the right attitude. It's all about attitude for me. It has to be the right attitude tomorrow, the right mentality, and not put your heads down if things aren't going quite our way in the early moments of the game. Renewed membership from Kevin. Thanks, mate. No problem at all. And Rachel with a super chat saying, congratulations, TTR. Thank you, Rach. Much appreciated. At least her username looks like it stayed the same for some strange reason. There you go. Now, on the fixture schedule. Now, listen, we know we've got a busy time coming up, but the international breaks have gone now. It's now time to concentrate in the build-up to, obviously, over Christmas, which we know is a busy time. We have a game on Boxing Day against Manchester United. All the rest of the Premier League teams, they don't. So for us, it's a nighttime Boxing Day game. Now, he says it goes right to the end of January, and I think this is going to be a really enjoyable spell. We've really enjoyed the Champions League challenge, and then going back to the Premier League, and that yo-yo effect we have to deal with better. It's been a real challenge away from home, and we have to navigate that better. But I think we have the squad to cope with that, especially if we can get these last remaining players fit that have been close. Now, that gives you an idea that Eddie thinks that maybe with these players, the fullbacks especially, will come on to Wissa in a minute, because that situation is pissing me right off, to be honest. It's starting to grind on me. But with the fullbacks, I think, Eddie will be much more confident. He's got very attacking fullbacks in Livramento and Lewis Hall who can get forward, help the wingers, and, eventually help Voltemade, who is going to have to play some games. He's going to have to be there because, as I say, we'll come on to Wissa in a minute, but Asula is still struggling with injury. Eddie did confirm that we're not going to see him for a while, so Voltemade has got a huge workload ahead of him. I don't know. I mean, has he got what it takes to play every single game? I doubt it. Do we want him to play every single game? No, because we don't want him, tiring himself out or burning himself out. I think that would be absolutely critical if that happened. Ian says, congratulations to all on the award. Very much deserved. Thank you. And George, congratulations to all at TTR. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate that. Now, let's move on to Wissa, because this is what he said about Johan Wissa. He's working well. He's not back with us yet, but he's close. He's working with the sports science team and almost entering a pre-season with them currently. He's done a lot of work. He's looked good and looked better with every session. He's close to training with us, but before he gets to there, it's difficult to give you a return date. I mean, this is becoming an absolute fucking farce. It is. There's no other words that you can say. We expected him back. Certainly as fans, we expected him back earlier. And certainly from the way Eddie was talking, around just before this past gone international break. But I read from Keith Downey this morning that he doesn't think that we're going to see Wissa until December. Because if he's just entering the pre-season stage now with the sports science team, that is still a long, long way from being involved in the first team. It is, whichever way you look at it, that's just fact. And that really fucks me off, because Asula's now injured and we only have Voltemada. And the games that we've got, how he manages Voltemada, I do not know. Because does that mean when Gordon's fit, that means Gordon's going to take a role of a striker again in certain games? I don't know. I don't want that to happen, but that's just the way it is. And to be honest, Wissa, by the time he gets fit, it's looking at December. The AFCON squads are announced. Now, Eddie was asked about that, by the way, and he just brushed it off. He didn't really want to answer that question, which sort of begs to me that he doesn't quite know which way Wissa's going to go. He's not kicked a ball in nearly 6 months. So for me, it's a huge fucking pain in the arse. I don't know how you guys are feeling on it, but it just seems like this is one of those injuries that we've had in the past, to one of our main players, where he should be a couple of weeks. It should be a couple of weeks, and then it stretches into more weeks and months. And then, the time is going so, but it's just, it gets to the point where it is really frustrating. Now, a few years of mentioning young Sean Neve in the chat there. He's playing really well in the academy at the minute. Surely he's got to call him up, because we need somebody on the bench who's a striker. Gareth is saying there, if Wissa goes and plays for his country, I would sell him in January. Look, I will never, ever have a go at somebody for wanting to represent the country. I think Wissa is in a very difficult situation here, because his country is calling. They're in the AFCON. They're now in the World Cup. Now, because they've qualified for the World Cup, does that mean Wissa can turn around and say, look, I'm going to miss the AFCON, but I will be there for the World Cup? And then maybe retire from international football after the World Cup. That is a possibility. But I just think we're going down the line of same old with an injury here, because it's the same excuses that we get time and time again about a player coming back. We've been given a time limit, a time stamp. That time stamp is then extended, and then it's extended further again. So if I was you guys, I wouldn't expect Wissa back until probably mid-December, late December, and if he goes with the AFCON, we might not see him in a black and white shirt until late January, which is a fucking farce, considering the money we spent on him. But, hey, I guess some people will turn around and say that's football. You get the ups and downs in football, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm just getting sick in press conferences of hearing, he's doing really well. He's had a good session. He's doing this, he's doing that. I just want to fucking hear somebody say he is fit and well and ready to come back. Honestly, it grinds on me, guys. And I know it shouldn't, but it does. Now, he did speak about the Hall of Fame, being inducted into the Newcastle United Hall of Fame. And once again, Eddie being Eddie, he's very sort of coy about taking any acceptance on an individual basis. He's very much a team player, isn't he? And he always talks about the the group of players that he has and his fellow coaching staff. He says, the personal accolades I find difficult because it's never about me. It's always about the team. I'm very grateful for the staff and everything they give me. When the accolade was put on my radar, I decided to accept it on behalf of everybody. It was a great night and the foundation do some incredible work, and I was very proud to be there. Now, he did speak very highly of the foundation. He went on in more detail about the foundation and the work that they do behind the scenes, and which was brilliant for Eddie to say. So it's a big accolade for Eddie. And look, I will always be in the camp of Hall of Fames. I think should come at the end of your career. I'm not taking anything away from Eddie. This is just a personal stance I have, really. That if you're a sports person and you are successful in your career to the point where when you do retire, you can look back on that career and be proud of it, and then the accolades come in like a Hall of Fame and things like that. And look, Eddie, without a doubt, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because of what he's done already at Newcastle United Football Club with that trophy and everything that we desperately wanted. However, I just think that should come after the career's over. But and look, Eddie will never accept anything on an individual basis, as he's just said there. He's not that type of manager. He will never just say, well, I've done really well. He always, without a doubt, praises his staff. And that's why he decided to accept it. And it's great. I mean, it's fantastic for Eddie. It's fantastic for everybody associated with Eddie Howe. I just think it should come at the end of the career, to be honest. But, yeah. Now, Newcastle, there's lots of reports regarding Eddie's comments this morning on Wissa, saying that Newcastle United fans are basically being kept like mushrooms at the minute. We don't know what's happening with Wissa. We feel like every single press conference is put back, constantly on a certain injury. Listen, I would love Eddie Howe to be, being a little bit naughty and dark artist here and sort of know that Wissa's very close to return and suddenly he appears on the bench. I don't think that's the case with Wissa, though. I generally think that he hasn't trained yet. Now, when we're getting this far down the line and into November and saying that he hasn't even trained with the team yet, this is a guy, remember, we signed in the summer, who has not yet kicked a ball in training with the first team. Look, I don't understand it. I don't. And look, he's had an injury, fair enough. I ain't got a problem with that. But it's the manner of getting a comeback from him. It's just the same old in press conferences about injuries, and we're kind of too old in the tooth now as fans to sort of sit there and go, oh, okay, Eddie, no problem. Yeah, we believe everything that you're saying about Wissa. I mean, look, the cynical side of me with Wissa thinks, has he had a reoccurrence? Has he had a setback? Has he had this? Has he had that? Now, Eddie is certainly not going to tell anybody in a press conference if that's the case at the minute, until they would need to come out and say that. At the minute, of course, he doesn't need to. He's saying a few more weeks. But if he hasn't even started a proper pre-season, you know how long pre-seasons are. And if he hasn't started a pre-season, I don't know. Anyway, that is it for this morning, guys. Some very interesting points by Eddie, but look, it's on to tomorrow now, and it's up to the players and the manager to do something about the form. It's up to the players and the manager to give the fans signs that, words have been said and they want to put things right after the last couple of games in the Premier League. So it's massive tomorrow. It is absolutely massive. So make sure you join us tonight at 7:00 for the match preview. And of course, we will talk much more about the Football Content Awards. We are incredibly proud. We'll have some photos. We'll have some, hopefully Alex will be on as well, and we'll be able to talk to them both about their experience last night and how it feels to be winners, which is unbelievable. It really is. It's fantastic. So we'll go into it much more detail tonight. And of course, talk about the Manchester City game. But in the meantime, guys, have an absolutely beautiful Friday, and we'll see you back at 7 o'clock. Take care.
Come back and check out, see, breathe.